Hello, and welcome to the Principal's end of term message for Term 3. And you join me in my house, because that is where we have been for most of Term 3. We've been learning at home, teaching at home. But nevertheless, as you will see, Scopus life has continued undaunted. This term has again been a challenging time. The return to Scopus at home online learning and the further lockdown of Melbourne has tested us all. But as a school and a community, we have once again risen to the challenge. The teaching and learning have continued. The Jewish life of the school has been sustained, and the Scopus spirit has shone through. For the first time in its history, our Baron Snyder public speaking finals were conducted virtually via Zoom. While delivering speeches online presented a whole different set of challenges, students acquitted themselves excellently, and it was a wonderful demonstration of the talent, resilience and determination of our students. Mazel tov to all our finalists and to each year level winner. The Year 8 Visual Arts students produced many creative and imaginative works in the Masterpiece Photo Challenge. Students sourced an iconic artwork and then recreated it using objects at home. They were asked to be the storyteller of our time with contemporary references. The incredibly artful and inventive interpretations were extremely impressive. Psychology students came up with a new way to learn about the structure of a neuron. Students were sent on a scavenger hunt around their homes to find objects that could be used to make a model of a neuron, with all manner of objects selected, from the mechanical to the edible. Congratulations to the Year 11 students who narrowly beat the Year 12s in the inaugural Year 11 versus Year 12 softball competition during the short time that VCE students were at school earlier in the term. Year 12 sport captains were keen to help fellow students keep warm this winter and came up with the unique design for a Scopus beanie. Employing the school colours and the unique lion motif, the cozy Scopus beanie is now a familiar sight in the quad and even pops up on Scopus at Home Zoom classes. A virtual house athletics carnival was run for students in years 7 to 9. 8 modified events were offered, including long jump, shot put, and sprints completed back and forth over a 20-meter shuttle run. When Stage 3 restrictions prevented Year 12 students leaving Melbourne for their final Shabbaton, the informal Jewish education team brought the Shabbaton to school. A whole day was devoted to exploring how students can continue their connection to Jewish life once they leave school. Year 1 students didn't miss out on their much anticipated Siddur presentations this term. Their learning and reflections on receiving the Siddur were compiled into a special video shared with their families. During Scopus at Home, students continued to learn the various brachot from their Siddur, as well as learning the daily tefillot. Despite the limitations of lockdown, students were still able to participate in intercultural and outreach activities. Outreach presentations about Judaism were delivered via Zoom to schools in Victoria and Tasmania by our Year 11 students. Year 9 students who would usually have visited special schools, Glenellan and Giant Steps, created videos of themselves reading storybooks, which were sent to the schools and played in their library sessions. As part of Refugee Awareness Day, Year 10s heard from a young woman refugee from Sudan who arrived in Australia as a child. She shared the story of her family's journey and her experiences growing up in Melbourne. And we said thank you to our captains and student leaders of the last year, and we welcomed the new student leadership for 5781. And finally, to the Scopus students, parents, staff, and the entire Scopus community, I wish you a Shana Tova, a year that is truly good. And we look forward to seeing you all, we really look forward to seeing you all back at school in Term 4.